Welcome to the highlights of the third day of this second test between the Windies and Sri Lanka in the Cricket West Indies International Home Series 2018. The action taking place at the Darren Sammy Stadium in St. Lucia, and with the Windies one up in the series, this match continues to hold great importance. Now, coming into this third day, the Windies were 118 for 2 with Devon Smith on 53 and Shea Hope on 2. A wicket to Rajita on Test match debut bowled quite tidily over the course of the second day, and Lahiro Kumara once again very impressive. So the Windies were still trailing Sri Lanka's first innings total by 135 runs.
Good morning, Roshan. Good morning to all of our viewers. We had just about a 2-hour delay before the start of day 3 of this second test. All-important second test for both teams. Sri Lanka trying to claw their way back into this series after the Windies won the first test. The Windies have everything to play for. Have an opportunity here to win the series if they can.
Lahiro Kumara starts off with a fierce delivery. Hurried him.
From a batting point of view, Devon Smith and Shea Hope, they would have set themselves for starting early at about 9:30 this morning. Quite frankly, for the last 2 hours, they've been sitting in the dressing room unsure as to when play would start.
3 slips and a gully. Another short one. Good take by the keeper. Looking to pitch it up. Loves the batsman the extra length to just push it through cover.
Still not quite in control, Shea Hope.
That's what we are talking about. He's not happy with that. He struggles with deliveries. And that ball jagging back, and that was quite straight as well. A bit awkward for Shea Hope. So I think there's another reason to have someone catching on the leg side.
Yeah, this is definite evidence that Chandimal should invest in a manner to a short leg.
Oh, well bowled, very well bowled. Good follow-up delivery. Was looking to set him up with a short ball, kept pushing him back. That's a real quick delivery, 147. A swinging in-swinger. Very, very good thinking. Impressed with this young man's maturity.
Shea Hope lost his balance. That front leg was coming towards the line of the ball, and he had to make the adjustment very quickly. Well directed Yorker with pace as well. Not easy. Does it have the strength to go into the boundary line? Valiant effort on the part of the fielder. Shea Hope gets his first boundary. Kumara, well, just completed an over and had to put in the stride. Couldn't quite catch it. Over pitched, just opened the blade.
Spare a thought for Lahiro Kumara. He's just run in and bowled a few overs of real pace. And now look what he has to do.
Well, it's flying off the bat. Nice and hard. Wonderful shot from Shea Hope.
It's very controlled from Shea Hope. And while he's had his challenges at the crease with the short ball this morning, on other occasions he's looked very tight so far. Still think very important that he gets another 3-figure mark under his belt sooner rather than later. Brilliant. Brilliant from Lakmal. A little bit of bounce. We saw low bounce, the delivery before outside the off stump. Now we're seeing steep bounce. Gets rid of Hope.
Pick up the big wicket of Shea Hope. Dug in short, but the line was better. And you'd have to think the ball not bouncing earlier was the reason why Shea Hope probably played at it.
Started his initial test series with a bang against India with 100 in his second test and a 5-wicket haul up at Sabina Park. Brilliant 100 against Pakistan in Dominica in 2017. A real knock of stamina and skill and technique in trying to save the test match, but has since fallen on leaner times. Bounced as much as Smith would have anticipated, but still two things. Where has it pitched, and was it still too high? Is it pitched outside leg stump?
Oh, he goes upstairs.
Okay, just rock and roll that, please. Doesn't look like there's any bats. If we could just go to Ultra Edge to confirm that, thank you. Just keep that rolling through, AJ, please. Brilliant. Keep it going. Thank you. Clearly no bat. We'll just go to ball tracking when available. Thank you. Just waiting for ball tracking, Ali. Ali, ball tracking coming up now. It's pitched a foot outside leg stump. Going to go back to Aleem on field. Aleem, you can stay with your original decision. You're on camera now.
Better length, fuller length, but squeezed away, possibly. Possibly for a boundary. It will be referred, not saying that it is. We will check that as the bails come off for the interval.
Got to it. But he didn't make it easy for his partner. I think he's all right there, but it left a lot to do for Kusal Mendis, who was following him. Yeah, together they've somehow managed to save a run. Well, another shortish session. Windies have brought the deficit down to 2 figures. They trail by 99. In the process, they lost the wicket of Shea Hope. So on a very sunny morning where we should have technically had 38 overs, we've only played 12 and a half. 31 runs scored for the 1 wicket.
At lunch, the Windies had moved on to 154 for 3. They lost Shea Hope for 19. He has been struggling a little bit of late. 60 to Devon Smith. and that wicket going to Suranga Lakmal, who picked up 1 for 20. Which meant the Windies were still trailing by 99 runs.
Maybe for Akila Dhananjaya to bowl in slightly into this wind. It's not directly across the ground, it's slightly into the chest of the bowler running in from, in this case, Akila Dhananjaya.
I think it's enough across the pitch that it should allow him to get the ball to drift away from the right-hander.
Hit that well enough into the wind. First boundary after the luncheon break.
Yes, this one of a slightly fuller length. There's no one out at deep mid-wicket, so he didn't have to keep it down. And got hold of that one, Ruston Chase. That's beautifully played. Gave himself enough room, got back deep in the crease and picked his spot. Always in control of that one, Ruston Chase.
It's a better length. Much better length, and it could even be fuller.
This is the kind of length that the Sri Lankan seamers have been focusing on, and you can see the problems it's causing. Much tighter on that off stump.
Yes, yes, good adjustment in length. That's it, that's the area.
And if you're getting a little bit of movement off the pitch and through the air, you shouldn't be afraid of pitching the ball up. You shouldn't be afraid of being driven. Batsman has to take a chance because it's not coming straight to him.
That was pretty close to the off stump. I suppose as the bounce Jeffrey gets a little bit more indifferent. We've seen some low bounce at times. It must ask different questions, because we talked about leaving and bounce early in the test match, but now middle of the test match, some are not always bouncing.
I think it's the fuller deliveries that are not bouncing. Deliveries that are just a little bit shorter than this one tend to get a little bit more bounce.
Oh, that's close, that's close. Finger goes up. It's not an unfamiliar dismissal of a Devon Smith against off spinners historically.
I think this one just drifted in on the wind and had Devon Smith playing down the wrong line. It's a good delivery. He committed himself to the front foot pretty early and down the wrong line as it drifted in. And not too much question about that. Struck between wicket and wicket. The umpire had no hesitation. So Devon Smith goes for 61. The West Indies are now 163 for 4.
as the rain comes in. Just looking at the wicket again, I'm thinking Graham Swan to Devon Smith over time. Mohammed Hafiz to Devon Smith over time. Look where the bat comes. A huge difference in the path of the bat coming down initially and where the ball ends up. It's as though he doesn't necessarily pick the arm ball or the delivery that drifts back into him.
Yeah, it looks as if he just commits to the wrong line. Gets the pad in the way and the bat has no chance of addressing the ball. Very hurried, looked as if he committed himself a little too early. So we're gonna have to have another stoppage in play. This one caused by nature.
Shane Dowrich, he's had a good series so far. With that very fine 100, won the Man of the Match award in the first test, was the catalyst in that Windies win. He's now up against a different kind of challenge. I got Darren Ganga next to me. Afternoon, Darren.
Good afternoon, Roshan. You're quite right. The Windies, top order, contributing handsomely, laying a good foundation. We've seen the lower order contribute very well with the bat, especially in that first test match. There was a partnership of 90 between Dowrich and Jason Holder, and then another century run partnership between Dowrich and Devendra Bishu.
Akila Dhananjaya bowling into the drift or into this cross breeze that's drifting across, looking to spin it back from outside the off stump. He's got two short legs in. Must be ideal if he's spinning the ball back. Finding the outside edge. I think that bit of drift gave him 3. Well, the drift is never easy, particularly the strong breeze that's going across. Completely beat him, that's for sure.
I'll give some credit here to Dowrich. He just opened the blade a little bit to cater and accommodate for that drift.
This is safe. And he will get a boundary, just opening his big shoulders. Very little risk in the shot. There is a stiff breeze. He was attempting to hit it with the turn. Now Sri Lanka will have to be mindful about the second half of the Windies batting. That's the attempted off break. Didn't spin, but he was looking to go with the movement.
Not a bad option, hitting with the spin. An appeal. Ball angling in, maybe bouncing a little too much.
The thing is, no reviews. Where was the impact? Was there a feather? Just tailing in a bit. Well, in the end, it's a bit high. I've been told, it's just back on Dhananjaya Silva. He's got some big scalps. He's got Warner. He's got Pujara.
Nicely played. Did not have the legs to go all the way. Dowrich will get 3 runs to end the over. Over the top. He will get a boundary. Very calculated from Dowrich. It's easy to hit with the turn. Dowrich, he's been there for a little while. Opted for going over the top. Covers the turn nicely. There's no protection out in the deep.
That's nicely played.
I'll tell you who didn't waste that delivery. It was Roston Chase. Short, wide.
I was just about to say that he makes the batsman play. He's made the batsman play a lot. And, well, he's made the batsman play here, but he's given him a nice free hit outside off stump.
Sri Lanka maintains a level of pressure today. Over the top, good use of the feet. Dowrich showing a different side to what we saw in Port of Spain. First 6 to him.
Well, the one thing that Dowrich knows is that the ball isn't turning. And he's just looked to hit as straight as he can. Got right out, good use of the feet. And just hit straight through the line.
And that's a good ball. It was only the positive use of the feet that got the result. Dhananjay doing the right thing. He's using the breeze. He's trying to use a bit of guile, get the ball to drip, because we're not seeing any turn. But there are other factors a spinner can bring into it, and Dhananjay is trying. Shortens the length. Compensates for the previous one.
That's an excellent shot from Dowrich. He read the leg break, got back in his crease, let it turn away, and then just picked his gap. There it goes, gets back, gives himself enough room, and hits it in front of point. You're always in more control when you hit it there than if you let it pass you.
He tried the leg break, thinking Dowrich might come down the wicket. Windies have got to 200. Very expensive over, 13 off it so far, make it 14. That also, with just the 5 balls bowled in that over, becomes the most expensive over of the match so far. This is what you feared. Got to keep runs in the bank with the new ball nearing.
Nicely driven by Dowrich. His partnership has 66 now off 111 deliveries.
A lot more fluency from Dowrich from his last innings in Trinidad. His 3rd boundary. This is the highest partnership for the Windies in this innings.
Genuinely getting the outside edge, only 2 slips in place though.
I also felt that Roston Chase just opened the blade of the bat at the last moment as he was about to be beaten. It's enough bat on it to avoid the 2 fielders at slip. You get runs for it as well.
With the wind, gone. New ball has struck. It'll be a soft way for Roston Chase to go, caught at mid-on with the second new ball, but it was bound to bring dividends. Due reward for Kumara.
I reckon the extra bounce did him here. He wasn't expecting that bounce. Maybe the ball hung around a little more and didn't have the pace that he expected as well. But I didn't think his intention was to hit this in the air for so long. Maybe he was caught between 2 minds. But Kumara, his effort has once again proven to be successful. Chase goes for 41, it's 241 for 5.
The Windies captain Jason Holder is the new man. Batting average has nipped upwards slowly over the last couple of seasons. .241 for 5. We'll have one more over. Oh, in fact, Aleem Dar, who's moseyed in from a square leg, says, I'm hungry. I want some tea. Another session gone past, and at tea, the Windies were 241 for 5, 44 to Shane Dowrich, and Holder yet to score 41 from Ruston Chase at quite a decent pace as well. 2 wickets to Lahiru. Kumara continues to impress, and wickets for Rajita, Dhananjaya and Lakmal. So the Windies trailed at the interval by just 12 runs.
New ball in hand, it's only 2 overs old. Sri Lanka have to make it count.
So Sri Lanka has their work cut out with the ball. Jason Holder yet to get off the mark. Just 2 deliveries faced by him. Starts down the leg side. Kumara.
Oh, nice. Very nice, just leant into it. Wonderful timing from Shane Dowrich.
He didn't try to overhit this. He just punched it, got right in behind this delivery, and presented the full face of the bat.
Nothing wrong with the delivery. Kasun Rajitha has to give that ball a chance to swing.
Gets his 50. Shane Dowrich backs up his good batting in the first test match with yet another useful innings for his team.
Confidence growing in the man. A lot more fluency seen in this innings.
Yeah, just squared him up. Takes the outside edge. And it will run away into the boundary. Brings up the 250 for the Windies. Scores leveled now.
No joy at all for Kasun Rajitha. Defeated Dowrich, was looking to play that onside. But flies away.
Edged and gone. We spoke about that length. An unplayable delivery. Looked like it was angling in and just shaped away.
Things can happen, and they can happen very fast. Lakmal continuing to probe that line. Dowrich shuffling way across the stumps, and for a moment gives me the impression he played at one he shouldn't have. But he's played really well for that 55 he's made. It's 254 for 6.
It's been some useful knocks for the Windies. One in particular, first innings of the first test, up to 40. Important innings, important partnership. Starts with an aggressive delivery to Bishu. And the steer as well.
I like it. This is the way to show aggression. Greet the new batsman. Let him know that he's in a contest. Going back to Dowrich, probably the confidence. Because he's stroking it really well.
Just a push. Holder's going to be an important cog here for the Windies. Captain, quite a capable batsman. Now, he'll have to play the role that Dowrich played in that first test. Dowrich batted with the tail, palmed the strike quite well. Bishu showed a lot of resilience. Looking to bowl straight. The line of attack. He's around that off stump with that packed offside field. There's a man at short extra cover. Much straighter from Suranga Lakmal. Just getting a hand to it. Well, Bishu had the presence of mind to stay in his crease. Taken. Kasun Rajitha gets his second scalp. And Devendra Bishu goes. Rather loose shot that was wide. And Sri Lanka now looking to go through the Windies' tail quickly. Quite wide, driving rather loosely. Straightforward chance to Kusal Mendes. So Bishu goes for 2. The Windies are 261 for 7. Oh, that's gone. That's bouncing way over the keeper's head. It's wides. And important runs, useful runs for the Windies.
I like the thinking of Suranga Lakmal in looking to use the short ball, not only with the deep square leg and the man at fine leg, but also just to try to push Jason Holder back, because his length ball, his outswinger works well. So the thinking was good, the execution not so.
Over the top. That's a boundary. Space outside the off stump. And Holder flashing hard.
Yeah, the length wasn't bad. In fact, the previous couple of deliveries were of a decent length to Holder, who's looking to attack as well. Just gave him too much width.
Off the back foot behind point. With outside the off stump, that was sharp. Near 90 miles. But again, as I said, useful runs for the Windies. Down the order. And look at that. Ima Roach, a very authentic shot. Be proud of it.
Yeah, and it's a shot that is born out of the threat that is coming at him. You're seeing more shots now because of the nature of the pitch.
Gone. Kasun Rajitha gets his third. Bit of extra bounce. And the captain goes. That's a big scalp for Sri Lanka. The Windies skipper. 279 for 8. That was a very fine delivery. Bit of bounce. And the away movement, hanging his bat out. Sri Lankans will be pleased with that. This is a good effort. They're really looking to try and move the tail on the lower order of the Windies batting. He'll be disappointed. Jason Holder gone for 15. Windies 279 for 8.
Get that away, he'll get a couple here. If they push, they can get 3.
He went for the glory ball. Cummins was looking at the skies as well on that occasion.
Like that. I know that's a batsman's shot.
Everyone enjoyed that. Very loud here in St. Lucia. Moment it left the bat. The key, eyes on the ball, there was width, free your arms.
These are valuable runs for the West Indies. And he's given him. Walked across his stumps. And it didn't make contact with the bat. So Kumara gets his man.
With the glory ball, going full and straight. Kimaroch always going across. But the ball flew to the boundary, so I did think there was probably a little bit of wood on it. But Kimaroch, he knows he's missed it.
Let's have a look. It's full at the stumps, and you're just seeing leg stump, a bit of leg stump when he gets hit, and it, being a full delivery, reckon it would probably have gone on and hit the stumps. So Kimaroch has to go. Fighting 13 from 21. West Indies 292 for 9.
Quite quickly. Straight past the bowler. He's been waiting for that. He's been taking on a lot of short stuff on the body. But pitch it up to him. This will be the response.
Finally, he gets it off the middle of the bat. Miguel Cummings. We've seen quite a few strokes like this one. But it's the first that he's made contact, and good contact.
He's over top edge. Someone going back. And that's taken. Dhananjay De Silva. Very good catch indeed. Never easy, I'll tell you. Running back, a ball falling over your shoulder. You got to go with it. And Dhananjay De Silva did extremely well to judge it.
Well, Russell Arnold was Nostradamus-like in his prediction. Felt that the Windies will achieve just about 50 runs in lead. 47 achieved to be exact. This was the dismissal. Shannon Gabriel hurried for pace. Well judged in the end. Taking it over his shoulder, making the adjustment. The wind pushing it away from him further yet. He knows it, but he held on in the end. Gabriel goes for 3, and the Windies all out for 300.
Excellent catch by Dhananjay De Silva. And a good effort by Sri Lanka. They've come back strongly. Windies started the day with 2 wickets down. And the Sri Lankans have done well to restrict that lead. It's within manageable proportions as far as they're concerned.
The Windies bowled out for exactly 300. Their top score came from Devon Smith, 61. He'll be disappointed that he couldn't convert that to 3 figures. 55 from Shane Dowrich, another handy innings from him as well. The lead bowler for Sri Lanka, once again Lahiro Kumara with 4 for 86. He got good support from Rajita on Test match debut, 3 for 49. So the Windies got a lead. They were ahead by 47 runs.
Very important that Sri Lanka survives this little session. Kusal Pereira's approach is going to be the key, because obviously Udavatta in his first test will be under some pressure. Kusal Pereira. Let's see what he does here. Sri Lanka had a similar little session in the first test. Day 2. That's better. They're looking far more controlled. Just pushing it defensively.
Pereira had a fine innings in the first innings.
With the movement. He's got very strong wrists and forearms. And that's the result of it. Good way to open his account of the middle of the bat.
Positive intent being shown by Pereira. That's the way he plays. He's hitting with the wind as well, so no issues there. Over pitch on his pad. Didn't try to hit it too hard. Just timed it really well.
That's 4. Punching it through mid-off. It's 10 without loss.
If he hangs around, he will score quickly. Might just be his intent in this second innings.
Sliced away. And when he goes the way that he does, anything thick enough will go over the cordon.
May not have been that wide, but it certainly was too short. And Pereira just uses his arms. Got to be looking to pitch the ball up a bit further. Last ball. That's timed nicely and should go all the way.
Got him! You just felt that the opportunity was going to present itself. In these dying moments, Shannon Gabriel yet again pumped up, takes the outside edge. More importantly, the ball was dying. Dowrich had to reach forward to effect the catch.
Just checking at the bowler's end. Legal delivery. So here we go. And cleanly off the outside edge, cleanly taken, and he's got to go. Didn't come across his stumps at all. At the point at which he edged that delivery, we could see middle and off stump. So I think he compounded his problem by not moving Kusal Pereira. He goes for 20, and Sri Lanka are 32 for 1. Well, in real time, it looked like a good appeal. Just a pitched outside leg. Well, they're going to send it upstairs.
Just rock and roll that, please. Okay, I'm going to need to see Ultra Edge just to confirm that. Thank you. Ball coming in now. Yeah, no bat involved. We'll go to ball tracking when ready, please. Just waiting for ball tracking, Ali. Aleem pitching outside leg stump. Going to go back to Aleem on field. Aleem, you're on camera now. Stay with your decision.
Nine overs gone, 34 for 1 Sri Lanka. And I think the umpires They've called play on this day 3, the second test between the Windies and Sri Lanka.
Close of an interesting day, this third day's play of this second test. Sri Lanka finished on 34 for 1. They lost Kusal Perera, almost identical fashion to other dismissals for him in this series. He went for 20. That wicket went to Shannon Gabriel, who probed, and once he got his line right, found that solitary success. So this important test match at the end of day 3 sees Sri Lanka behind by 13 runs with 9 wickets in hand in their second innings.